manatiling nakapunting matanggal ang ilaw sa fasten eagle sign bago na kayo para kunin ang inyong mga kagamitan. Nais na namin paalam sa inyo na paggamit ng palikuran sa mga sandaling ito ay mahigpit na ipinagbabawal. On behalf of your entire Cebu Pacific team, headed by our flight deck crew, Captain Robles, and First Officer Number 11, together with your cabin crew, we thank you for making Cebu Pacific a part of your important moments. It was truly a pleasure having you all on board, and we do hope to fly you to Bangkok in the future. Once again, thank you everyone for flying Cebu Pacific. Once again, we ask that you keep your area clean and tidy. Kindly clear your seat pockets of any remaining litter, and please bring this with you as you leave your seats. You may dispose this in the bin that will be provided near the exits. We seek your cooperation in ensuring that no litter is left behind the aircraft. Muli namin pinalalahanan lahat na huwag mag-iwan ng mga bagay na nais niyong itapon sa loob ng eroplano. Mangyari po lamang na dalhin ang mga ito sa inyong pagbaba.
Ito na yung airport sa Thailand, yung Suvarnami. So, papunta na ako sa ano ko, sa baggage ko, sa carousel 21 daw. Nung kumawak ko yung baggage ko. Diyan yung immigration. Yeah, so galing ako dyan sa loob. Yan. So dito, no, so dito meron silang sakay ng ano, yung regular taxi saka large taxi. So pipili ka. No? So sa taxi ako papuntang Ascot eh. Okay, so tingnan natin 'to. So this is the Ascot Embassy, Saturn, Bangkok. So dito ako nag-stay. Yan. So ito yung papuntang lobby. Ayan, so nandito ako sa 9th floor ng Ascot Hotel. So natin yung mga pool. Ayan, so meron kaming welcome drinks dito mamaya.
I worked with him for 5 years, 8 years.
And you know very well.
No. Yeah, the day I left, the day I resigned, he talked to me one morning. I said, he talked. No use. Because this is true. You don't see that side.
Business. So I want to thank all the partners that are here, starting from some distributors in Vietnam, Singapore. I'm not going to go through all the names. We have special guests, as you have seen in the program. Let you know later a little bit more. We have people from UN Studio here that flew directly from the Netherlands.
But yeah, I'm happy to hear. Not even the.
Absolutely nothing.
Let's say for a downlight, and there's a big opening which is around 100 mm standardized for the let's say for the fresh air to come in, or for the return air also to be extracted from the building. And then of course the duct, I mean also to share, if I can go a bit further, this is how the system or the solution overall looks like, that your duct for the fresh air or for the return.
Collaboration. So as Jan Adelot this morning was showing, we have our in-house design, but we also, through these past 8 years, we developed collaboration with external designers. This collaboration comes from the requirement to develop something which is not available in the market and which is resolving some challenges. By removing this, the front part of the fixture, where you can actually adjust, and so you can have vertical illumination. But imagine that you can have a line of these small holes, and some are illuminating down, and some are illuminating, for example, an artwork on the wall. So, but still you would see.
All expense trip to Amsterdam.
The trip to Mauritius? Oh, the trip to Mauritius.
That's on B&B, so it's okay. You can do whatever you want.
In Istanbul that we did a few years ago, or this huge roundabout in the city of Pula, where we have this water feature including the lighting feature in it, or the lighting giants in this big shipyard here in my hometown, squares, big resorts, a lot of hotels that we've done and resorts, landscape lighting. I enjoy very much doing the landscape lighting, as you can see, and some lighting installations. Historic buildings. This is a Roman theater, the only one left in the coast of Croatia. And as I said, landscape lighting and so on. So I also do, I design products, as you can imagine, which I'm going to present today. I design some products for different manufacturers like Iguzzini, and recently I started working with Delta. For my work, I received around 40 international awards for projects, for product, and so on and so on. So when Danilo took over the office in Deltalights, you can adjust the beam angle, and you can also adjust the orientation. So Nime is an accent light. It's obviously not a product for general lighting. It has all the features that a large downlight has, but everything comes from an opening of 10 millimeters, which you can then completely plaster the housing, and you actually see practically nothing in the ceiling. And this is excellent for residential, for hotel rooms, even in large areas where you would like to accentuate something that is on the floor without having any impact from the actual visible housing of the fixture. I am sitting right now in this room, as you can see, and this light that you see on these two plants is coming from two Nimes. I mean, you can see them a little bit here because this was taken with my iPhone, so any little glare is obviously visible, but you don't really see this. Then we can turn the light just on the table, which comes from the two other Nimes, which are aligned in the ceiling like this. And if we turn on all four of them, you can see that we can create a really nice atmosphere in which I am actually sitting right now. So then, in this particular moment, I have a little bit of an indirect light from Conform, which is the office light that I will speak to you about in a few moments. So that's Nime, and I think that so far Louvers performs incredibly much better than what we are actually doing today. And these are some other examples when the architect or specifier was more playing with the graphic presentation of light than with the light itself. And in our profession, light is obviously much more important than the visual appearance of the fixture. This is also incredible, having this decorative lighting in the office environment. And this is my top choice here, where you have these pendants, obviously chosen as a decorative element, and then in here you have a fluorescent roofers, which somebody obviously found somewhere in somebody's garage. So anyway, it appears that we practically forgot what lighting, electric light is all about. I mean, that there are certain things that a person in recent years, and it seems to me that other professions, whatever they are, salespeople or elected, keep educating yourself. I think education is the key of building your personal and building your professional authority whenever you come in a meeting and you discuss with architects or whoever. I understand that all salespeople need to make a budget. I understand that they have to come up with certain numbers, and I also understand that because of the fear of losing the job, everybody is willing to compromise, and everybody is willing to say, oh, if they don't care, I don't care. Let me get this job, let me make the sales, let me come up with the numbers, and my boss, who's sitting somewhere in the other part of the world, will say, oh, this is a good salesman, they are good distributors, let's give them an exclusive or whatever. Because at the end, it's all about the numbers. But my opinion is that if we continue doing it that way, actually, that's the reason why we today have so much competitors and so many competitions, and that is why today is much more difficult to sell something than it was yesterday. And that is because we are actually cutting the branch in which are sitting on ourselves. And this is the process that doesn't happen overnight. This is the process that takes time, very slowly, and then when the day comes, when you wake up and realize that your position is not no longer what it used to be, it's too late. So I think that all the sales people should be what they used to be. They should be educators first. And then through education of the clients, through educating the clients of what is quality lighting, what is a good light, through that knowledge, you can influence so that this investor or client actually purchases your product instead of product of somebody who's offering something cheaper. So in overall, I think education is the key.
So better knowledge, education, and explaining to the client what is the plus they're gonna get, you know, using certain type of product over other. Let me be a bit provocative. Then we know each other for a long time, so I know I can be. Why you think that in this such a long time since lighting designers started to work professionally, why is this professional not yet being fully recognized by, you know, by the world? Why is the lighting designer still not recognized as a chartered architect?
Well, there is a simple reason for that. You see, if you want to build a house, you need an architect to sign the project for your house, because he's, with his signature, guaranteeing that this house is going to stand and not fall. In lighting, most people think about light in sense of quantity, not quality. So most people can go and buy a simple light bulb, screw it into the middle of the room, and they have enough light to see. So lighting design comes beyond just enough to see. And lighting industry, it's definitely our fault. Lighting designer community didn't approach the proper way the general public and the lawmakers in order to push this profession ahead of electricians or contractors or whoever is at the end specifying the product. I mean, anyone who is been involved in residential or hotel projects knows how much convincing still today you have to do with an interior designer or an architect how to approach the lighting in this particular project. Why do you need to approach it that way? Because most of them are still looking at light through a light fitting, not through a light that comes out of the fitting and the effect that it's going to provide to the room and the emotion that it's going to provide to the people that are living in that room. Because I didn't do it today, but I conclude every single one of my lectures with a sentence that life is not important for architecture itself. The brick and the cement doesn't care about life. It's the people that live in those houses, that live in those cities, that do care, and it's for them that we are doing and providing the good life. You know, from here, I can see 4 glary sconces in your room over there. You know, you have a full daylight coming through the windows, and you have those 4 fittings turned on. I don't know what they are, but you know.
I would like to say that these are not Deltalights, but in reality they are. So.
Okay, but you see, this is. If you look at the world today, I mean, the issues that we are dealing with. I mean, we are dealing with an enormous energy issues today. I mean, we went through a really terrible 3-4 years of pandemic. Now we have the war, we have the energy crisis, we have, a political crisis all over the place, we have inflation. I mean, there are a lot of issues that we are dealing with, but one of them, one of the most important one, which is influencing, obviously, even the conference that's been held today and in Egypt, is the climate change, is the energy. And if we know how to provide a good quality life in an office environment, like the 55-story Evolution Tower we did in Moscow, that was one of the very few projects in which we really implemented everything that we know today in this particular profession. We implemented the daylight harvesting, the daylight control, the dimming, the sensoring, the wall washing in the offices, the downlights. I mean, we really did everything, but this is really so rare that you have a chance and that you have an investor who is willing to invest initially in something like that. And we calculated that we can save $3 million per year in energy saving just by using this technology that we implemented in this project, which is equivalent to 25% interest if you put that money in the bank. And no bank in the world will give you 25% interest in that. So this is the,
So you convince the client with facts, with education, by educating him to understanding that he can have a great advantage, using some quality products with certain characteristic over, a fixture that could be installed decided by a contractor, basically.
Exactly. But we need to have authority. And authority is gained by knowledge. That's my opinion.
Okay, I think that we can conclude unless there are questions from the audience. Anybody has a question? Yeah, okay, good.
Hello.